For 3,000 years, one civilization built monuments so vast they still defy easy explanation, ruled by god-kings who claimed to hold back chaos itself. This is the story of ancient Egypt. Egypt's story begins with a river. Each year, the Nile flooded and receded, leaving behind rich black soil in an otherwise unforgiving desert, and with it, the foundation of a civilization. Around 3100 BC, legend holds that a king named Nama united Upper and Lower Egypt into a single kingdom, wearing the combined crown that would symbolize pharaohs for millennia to come. This began the Old Kingdom, an age of powerful, centralized pharaohs who commanded immense resources and believed themselves living gods, responsible for maintaining cosmic order, or Ma'at. It was during the Old Kingdom that Egypt's most iconic monuments rose from the desert. Pharaoh Djoser's step pyramid at Saqqara was the first, designed by the architect Imhotep. A century later, Pharaoh Khufu built the Great Pyramid of Giza, over 2 million stone blocks stacked with such precision that it remained the tallest man-made structure on Earth for nearly 4,000 years. Nearby, the Great Sphinx was carved from a single mass of bedrock, a colossal guardian with a lion's body and, most likely, the face of a pharaoh watching over the necropolis. But the Old Kingdom eventually crumbled under drought, famine, and the growing power of regional governors. Egypt fractured into rival territories in a period historians call the First Intermediate Period. Order was restored under the Middle Kingdom, as pharaohs reunified the land, expanded trade into Nubia and the Levant, and ushered in what many consider Egypt's classical age of literature and art. Egypt fell into crisis again when foreign rulers called the Hyksos seized control of the north, introducing new technology like the horse-drawn chariot that Egypt would later turn against them. Around 1550 BC, Egyptian pharaohs drove out the Hyksos and launched the New Kingdom, the era of Egypt's greatest wealth, military power, and the pharaohs most people know by name today. Among them was Hatshepsut, one of the few women to rule as pharaoh in her own right, who oversaw a long, prosperous reign marked by ambitious building projects and expanded trade expeditions. Later, Pharaoh Akhenaten attempted a religious revolution, abandoning Egypt's traditional gods in favor of worshipping a single deity, the sun Diskatan, and building an entirely new capital city. His successor, the boy king Tutankhamun, reversed these reforms and restored the old religion. He died young and was largely forgotten by history, until his nearly intact tomb was discovered in 1922. Ramesses II, often called Ramesses the Great, ruled for over 60 years, fought the Hittite Empire to a standstill, and built more monuments than any other pharaoh in Egyptian history. Throughout these centuries, religion shaped everyday life. Egyptians worshipped a vast pantheon, including Osiris, lord of the afterlife, Isis, goddess of magic, and Anubis, guardian of the dead. Belief in the afterlife drove one of Egypt's most famous practices, mummification. Bodies were carefully preserved, organs removed and stored separately, so the soul could recognize and reuse it in the next world. Egyptians recorded their world in hieroglyphs, an intricate writing system of pictorial symbols used for religious texts, royal monuments, and administrative records for over 3,000 years. Beyond the pharaohs and monuments, most Egyptians were farmers, artisans, and laborers, living in a society with remarkably advanced medicine, mathematics, and irrigation engineering for its time. By the end of the New Kingdom, Egypt's power began to fade. Invasions by the mysterious Sea Peoples, economic strain, and internal power struggles weakened the once mighty state. Egypt fractured again during the Third Intermediate Period, with rival dynasties and, eventually, foreign rulers from Libya and Nubia claiming the throne of the Pharaohs. Foreign conquest became the pattern. Assyrians invaded, then Persians conquered Egypt outright in 525 BC, folding the ancient kingdom into their vast empire as just another province. In 332 BC, Alexander the Great swept through Egypt, welcomed as a liberator from Persian rule. He founded the city of Alexandria, which would become a center of learning for the ancient world. After Alexander's death, his general Ptolemy took control of Egypt, founding a Greek dynasty that would rule for nearly 3 centuries while adopting many traditions of the pharaohs before them. The most famous of the Ptolemies was its last, Cleopatra VII, a shrewd political strategist who allied herself with Rome's most powerful men in a desperate bid to keep Egypt independent. It failed. After her defeat alongside Mark Antony at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC, Cleopatra took her own life, and Egypt became a province of Rome. The age of the pharaohs was over. Even under foreign rule, Alexandria remained a beacon of knowledge. Its great library once held hundreds of thousands of scrolls, drawing scholars from across the ancient Mediterranean world. Under Roman rule, and later with the spread of Christianity, Egypt's ancient religion slowly faded. Temples closed, and knowledge of how to read hieroglyphs was eventually lost entirely. For over 1,000 years, the meaning of hieroglyphic writing remained a mystery. The pyramids stood, but the civilization that built them had become almost as enigmatic as the monuments themselves. The mystery broke in 1799, when French soldiers discovered the Rosetta Stone, a single inscription written in 3 scripts that finally gave scholars the key to decoding hieroglyphs. In 1822, the French scholar Jean-François Champollion cracked the code, and after nearly 2,000 years of silence, the voices of ancient Egypt could finally be read again. A new age of discovery followed. Archaeologists began systematically excavating tombs and temples, piecing together a civilization's history from inscriptions, artifacts, and the bodies of its kings. The most sensational find came in 1922, when archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the nearly untouched tomb of Tutankhamun, filled with golden treasures that stunned the world. Egypt's legacy runs deep. Its monumental architecture influenced builders for millennia, and the pyramids of Giza remain the only surviving wonder of the ancient world's 7 wonders. Its advances in medicine, surveying, and mathematics laid groundwork that later cultures built upon, and its calendar system influenced timekeeping for civilizations that followed. Egyptian imagery and mythology have fascinated the world ever since, inspiring art, literature, and popular culture for over 2 centuries, from Napoleon's expedition to modern museum halls. 3,000 years of pharaohs, gods, and monuments carved to outlast time itself. Ancient Egypt did not simply vanish. It became the foundation stone of how we understand the ancient world.